Hola, wizards! It's the pursuit of happiness. We are back again. We, as in I. I am back again. I bid you all good day, good afternoon, good evening, whatever the case may be for you, in whatever time zone or continent you are residing in. I hope you're enjoying this lovely time of the year. It's either autumn or spring, isn't it, depending where you're living. And the new website's up. I'd love you all to go and have a look at www.pleasingpartners.com. I know the ad comes on at the beginning of the show. That's my little ad for Ignite, the product I made. But yeah, I've been souping up the website. I'd love all your feedback, you know, because I'm very excited about it. We're going to have the male one soon and the green vitality one, as you're going to go and see if you go and have a look on the website. And there's going to be even more coming as we go into the new year. But for those of you who haven't been on the channel very long, you won't remember, you know, like you might not know my story. But when I started this channel, I was really broke. I had been through an incredibly hard time, hadn't paid my rent for months, was borrowing money off my family, couldn't survive. There was a time I didn't even have money to eat. I mean, it was bad. I couldn't buy my child clothes. I mean, it was pretty, rock bottom. My husband had been working, had problems setting up his company. And anyone who's set up a company will know that often you don't get paid. You have to set up the company. Doesn't matter what money you have. Often you don't get the money from the company for like 3, 4, 5 years, so he was setting up a company, hadn't been paid for 2 years. We'd been living on bitcoins. And so we were in debt up to the eyeballs. We were broke. I wasn't not a rich person at all. I'd had 10 bitcoins that we couldn't access, that had got stuck on a USB key and that I couldn't get out because I'd forgotten the password. So we were like up shit creek without a paddle, as we say. So why I'm so excited about this Ignite is everyone who's been with me from the beginning will know the process that I went through to get to this point now where I'm launching a brilliant product with amazing advertising campaign, brilliant website, and it's all been through using the techniques that I've shared with you guys here. So it's like we've been doing it together, haven't we? So that's why the people who've been here from the very beginning, they really love to support me because they know the journey I've been on. They can relate to me. They have empathy for my own journey because having a child, nearly losing your house and being into debt up to your eyeballs, it was not a good situation, And you'll remember I explained to you it was because, like, as a wizard, my energy was fully depleted. 2.5 years no sleep, unable to work, lots of weight on, having to breastfeed non-stop. I had no energy to manifest. I had no energy for anything else. I was just completely depleted, which is why, like, all of that sort of process, and then doing the manifestations here on the channel, I used like the Tribeca and all the the spit, using the voice and the saying out loud and the meditation of asking, like, what is my joy, what is my purpose, and then using all the techniques that I've shared over the year with you guys led me to the point where I had this realization one day about the product I needed to make, a product that would help someone like me, a product that might help someone like my husband, who was also very tired from all the stress and from the work, and me for not sleeping and being a mother. So that's why I created Ignite, and why I created this channel was, like, I've been trying to get myself sort of back on my feet for the last year. This time last year, it looked like we weren't going to eat for Christmas. I had no money. I was crying. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't go and visit my family. Literally, hadn't paid my rent for 3 months. That was the boat I was in. This time last year, I had terrible health. I had a broken tooth that was infected, and I couldn't afford to buy any natural products to treat myself. I couldn't afford to go to the dentist. In the end, I had to go and get antibiotics. It was the only thing I could afford, because it was only £2 for the antibiotics. All the nice natural things that I wanted to use, I couldn't afford. So then I had to take antibiotics. So, like, I really understand this sort of negative cycle you can get in when you've lost all your energy and you aren't able to manifest, and you're tired and you're in debt up to your eyeballs, and you just feel like you're sinking into a hole. So I know that you guys who've been here from the beginning with me, or at least for a long time, you've seen my process. You've seen how I've been healing myself by doing these shows with you. And you've seen how I've been applying my techniques and how I'd get so excited and I'd say to you, oh, I've got this, this idea that's come to me. And as I've been sort of detoxing my mind, detoxing my brain, I've been able to get downloads more easily and having ideas more easily and all this stuff that I've tried to share with you guys. That's why I'm now at the point where I have a fantastic website, fantastic products. I'm selling stuff, I keep getting lots of good signs that my company, once it starts to get a reputation, I get lots of reviews in and it sort of picks up that it's going to be very successful because the products are so good. It's all going to be word of mouth. So what I'm trying to show you all is that where I am now has been a process through this channel. And I'm just really happy that I've been able to share it all with you guys and to be in a position this year where, my rent is paid, there's food in my fridge. I've been able to go out shopping this year and actually buy presents for my daughter, so she's got like winter clothes and a winter jacket so she's not freezing cold in the winter, and all these just basic things you can take for granted. And I've got a computer that works, all this stuff. I've got Shilajit in my cupboard. I've been able to get all these products. I've got an amazing product, so now I'm not tired anymore. My Ignite, why I'm so excited about it is that I've used it myself and I've treated myself and it has done wonders. It's just amazing to not feel tired all the time. When you feel tired all the time, it's just so draining. Your life is like dull. It's like someone's turned the brightness down in your life. You can't enjoy anything when you're tired all the time. So just to have this brightness back, I have to thank all you guys for that, because you have been a part of that process. This channel has been my own process of healing and manifestation. So that's my thoughts of what I was thinking about today on that subject. And then another topic I would like to ease into today is the idea of conscious birthing and bringing life into this realm consciously. Because when I had my daughter, a lot of people have commented how awake and aware and amazingly empathetic my daughter is, and like she has all these great qualities that some people say they don't usually see in children, and she gets a lot of praising at school. And one of the reasons is that when I decided to become pregnant and heal myself of my infertility, and then go through the pregnancy and then give birth naturally and do it all this, is that I was doing it all consciously. The day I conceived Freya was a very conscious decision. I used, with my husband, we used consciousness that we were going to call a life in and we were going to create a beautiful being in that moment. And then once the deed had been done, I then, as she was growing, I was just spending a lot of time and being very gentle. I didn't watch any TV. I didn't put myself around any negative energy or violence or stressing myself out. I was very calm. I played a lot of soothing music and high vibratory sounds. I ate a lot of very high vibratory food. I talked and communicated with her all the time and let her know that she was so welcome, and we were all so looking forward to meeting her and getting to know her, and all these things. I really communicated with her, because all these things is what we call conscious birthing, and it's so important that we start bringing this back into the realm of bringing humans through into this reality, because it will have a huge impact on society if we can all start reclaiming this ability of conscious birthing of human beings. So to get ready for the home birth that I was going to have, drug-free, I had to get rid of all the fear. So I read a lot of books on how to go through what we call orgasmic birth, which is a pain-free way of giving birth that all women can achieve. And there are some wonderful books you can buy for women called, based on the idea around orgasmic birth. You could Google that and have a look to find all the information on that. And basically, a woman can actually experience birth in a way where it's very pleasurable, and she's actually having an orgasm as the baby comes out. Now, I know to a lot of people that sound weird, like, sexual with the baby, but that's because they're not understanding what that energy is. So as you're coming through into the world, the vibration of the mother is really affecting you on an energetic level. Now, an orgasm is getting you very, very close to creation and to creator. So don't think of it as a sexual thing. Even though you experience it during sex, it's an expression of divinity the energy of orgasm. And now I know that there's a lot of stigma about our bodily functions and orgasms and sex, because that has been programmed into us. You know, things that bring us pleasure, again, have been sort of, we've been told to look away from them. Things like childbirth should be like painful and horrible and, you know, no pain, no gain, all this kind of mentality. And so we're birthing that into our children. So the idea is that you can actually give birth and have an orgasm as the baby's passing out, and then you don't feel any pain, and you don't imprint your child with stress and pain as it's coming out. And it hasn't got all the drugs in it. It's very clear, it's very conscious, it's very awake. When it opens its eyes, it's very present, a baby born this way. And it will have a higher IQ, and it will be more spiritual, more empathetic. Now, personally, I didn't obtain the orgasmic birth because I have had sexual problems, so there were certain blockages in me anyway. But I did all the practice, and I tried to aim for it, but I did manage to achieve a quite painless birth and a very present birth, where I was really bringing her through with nice music, and I wasn't screaming like, I'm in pain. I was really looking forward to the birth. I was very relaxed. It was a very easy birth. I didn't reach the orgasmic birth, but it's something that women can achieve and should try to achieve, and they should look into it, because that is the ultimate way to give birth. And so I really recommend that as part of conscious birthing. And then there's just the whole gestation period is so important, that you and the father are saying very positive things, thinking positive things, surrounding the baby with positive music and emotions, eating very high vibratory food, not using Western medication, not receiving vaccines during or after the birth for either one of you. And another lovely story I wanted to share with you guys is, because it's so important when you're having a home birth that there's no complications like breech a baby. Because if you have a breech, then they will obviously demand that you go to hospital because of the complications. So it was very important for me that Freya was the correct way around. And so a few days before the birth, the midwife came to check up on me, and she told me that the head was now the wrong way up. Baby's head was up there and feet were down there, so she'd now become breech. And I was getting very worried, because I'd done all of this preparation, right, for my home birth, my wonderful orgasmic home birth that I was planning to have. And I'd got a water pool, and I spent a lot of money getting a water birth pool in my house and all this stuff. And I was going to be ever so disappointed if I couldn't have it. So what I did is I looked up online as well that there's a technique where you can communicate directly with your baby using your thoughts. So also helping them to react to thoughts, you see. So I used my thoughts, and I told Freya, I didn't know she was Freya then, but I told the baby, please, Mummy really wants to give birth to you at home, because it's going to be much better for you and for Mummy. Could you please, you're the wrong way around, could you please turn yourself around again, sweetheart, I would say to it. And then I would massage my stomach around a little bit as I was saying it. And then after I did that, I lay down to go to sleep, and lo and behold, that night there was a lot of movement in my belly. And when I woke up in the morning, she had turned herself the correct way round. So this just goes to show that your baby, while they're in utero, actually understands everything you're telling them in your thoughts, whether they're aware of it or not, or whether it's on some deep intuitive divine level, whatever it is. There's a connection that when you think something to your baby, it reacts. So imagine what every thought is having an impact on your baby. When I was pregnant, like, I watched everything I thought about. I tried to only think really positive things to Freya about the world, about me, about her dad, about her coming forth into the world, about how happy I was to be pregnant, and just filled her with all just wonderful, wonderful thoughts, and told us, you know, wonderful things. I tried to read to her and teach her stuff. And then when she was born, the after part of the conscious birthing is the breastfeeding and the connection. So breastfeeding for 2 years is, if you can do it, is very important for a baby, because they're getting a lot of information and energy through that connection. And just sleeping with them as close to you for 2 years, and every time they cry, sort of being there for them, never just sort of leaving them alone to cry off in a room, unless of course you're absolutely going mental and you need a break. Then it's fine. If you're going to lose your your noodles, you can put your baby down for a bit and have a break. I mean, I did do that, but just being very conscious about being there for the baby all of the time, and keeping it very close, and then not giving it all the injections and the vaccines and all of that stuff, and you will have a wonderful child. And a lot of spiritual people think that the best option for the planet is to just not have children. They think that they're doing their part by not having children, as if humans, there's something wrong with us being here, you know, that not having children is the right thing to do. Well, I would actually argue with that. I would say it's not about not having children, it's about having the right sort of children, and making sure more of that kind of child is born into the world right now than the other, because the world's going to need these special children who are born this way, who are not given stress and trauma as the first thing as they enter the world, whose pain body is not highly developed, and then of course over the life you've got to allow them to be within their pleasure body as often as possible and not developing the pain body. And yeah, that's going to be a really solid way we can transform this whole reality. So there's my segment about conscious birthing and conscious parenting. And next, I would just like to remind you all, if you haven't seen the other video, that there is a competition going on. I've noticed that the hashtag Ignite isn't a good one, because Majestic Moonbeam, your video is entered. I've seen it, but the hashtag, when I put the hashtag in, actually it wasn't bringing up the video. So I'm suggesting that people call the video hashtag Ignite at Pleasing Partners. So that should be the title of your videos if you want to enter. And don't worry so much about the Twitter and Facebook. If you don't have those, don't worry so much. I don't really care so much about that part of the competition, to be honest. I don't want that to put you off entering. What I really want you to do is all be creative. The most important part is that you just upload your 2 to 3 minute video about what ignites your passion, your spirituality, your creativity. So that's the keyword, ignition, ignite, what ignites you. So make your 2 to 3 minute video about what ignites you to win a pot of Shilajit, 100 gram Shilajit worth over $100, a bottle of Ignite Red for women, and a special pleasure balm. So if you'd like to win that, get your video in as soon as possible and get as many people to watch it and give it the thumbs up, likes, because that's how you're going to get into the final. Okay, and I do recommend that you share the links as much as possible on these videos, so everyone in the community can go and see what you've been doing. And everyone can go and take a look at Majestic Moonbeam's video. I think she's the first entrance, or he, the first entry into the competition. It's great, loving it. Yeah, go and take that as an example. Don't be shy, get your creative video on, and I can't wait to see some more people entering. And yeah, I will put some more information down below about how to label the video again, in case you didn't catch it, to make the hashtag stronger so we can find the videos more easily on YouTube. Okay, my darlings, so have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day or evening, wherever you may be, and one love. Big kiss to all, and I will see you on the next episode.